Live from Las Vegas, this is 13 Action News. Good morning, Las Vegas.
Right now, continuing to heal, thousands of 1 October survivors coming together for the first time since the shooting. Monster waves hit Indonesia. Now, new video showing the aftermath of the deadly quake and tsunami. Plus, Supreme Court showdown. The FBI now investigating allegations of sexual assault against Brett Kavanaugh. What President Trump just said about the nominee. Well, good morning, Las Vegas. I'm Tom George.
And I'm 13 First Alert meteorologist Dan Bronis. Sunday morning, you made it. Probably the last day it's going to feel like summer out there until next season.
I'm gonna miss it, believe it or not.
You know, I think everyone's going to miss it a little bit, but still, it's going to get warm again, I'm sure. But the next week, maybe not so much. So enjoy your warmer weather today. Outside, the camera's looking pretty nice. That sun's starting to give us a little bit of light in the sky now, as temperatures are still the coolest they are going to be all day. We're sitting currently at 78 degrees Las Vegas, no change from last hour. Winds around 13 miles an hour, so a little breezy. That was expected overnight tonight. Clear skies around the area. 74 Henderson right now, sitting at 76 North Las Vegas. The winds are going to pick up once again this afternoon, anywhere from 15 to 20 miles per hour sustained winds. Gusts up to 25. Yesterday we had stronger gusts, so not as bad as your Saturday, but still the winds will be felt at least through Monday. Your temperatures cooler than yesterday. 97 yesterday. We're shooting for 94 today. Still looking pretty good outside across the Las Vegas Valley. Bigger changes tomorrow is in clouds, rain, wind, cooler temperatures. Yes, we got a little bit of everything happening, so we'll take a look at that forecast soon.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Dan. Well, brand new video and brand new numbers showing the terrible toll an earthquake and tsunami has taken on Indonesia. We're learning this morning that more than 800 people are believed dead after that 7.5 quake that struck Friday morning. Rescue crews are digging through rubble right now, hoping to find survivors who have been trapped by fallen buildings and landslides. Well, a day of healing. Thousands of those who attended the Route 91 concert last year coming together for the first time yesterday. Survivors got the chance to enjoy time with one another, many saying the day is a heartwarming piece of their healing process. 13 Action News reporter Austin Carter was there at Centennial Hills Park.
It's not awkward being around these people. It's straight like, hey, how are you? It's hugs.
Inside Centennial Hills Park Saturday, thousands who attended last year's Route 91 Harvest Festival spent the day enjoying what they love most: country music, food, and each other.
Through tragedy, we became a new meaning of family.
In addition to survivors, the reunion bringing together first responders who worked the night of 1 October and the families of the 58 lives lost.
I know he'll never come back home.
Survivors outside the reunion say a year later, what happened that night often feels like yesterday.
I try to keep my mind off of it, but it's like it's still new, it's still fresh.
But there's also a feeling of hope. Brianna Rossell says today is a step in the right direction as she heals.
It brings us together and makes us feel like we're not alone going through the PTSD and everything that we're dealing with.
And these survivors tied together through tragedy, now with an unbreakable bond for life.
We stand as friends, family, and together we are Country Strong.
Country Strong in Vegas Strong. That was Austin Carter reporting. All of the money from ticket sales is going straight to the families of the 58 victims, and the food vendors are also donating a percentage of their sales too. And at the Healing Garden yesterday, dozens of volunteers lent a hand to beautify it after construction. People helped plant, clean up, and relay out rocks and mementos at the base of the trees. The creator says after a year, he's been overwhelmed with the amount of support he's seen from the community. A volunteer we spoke with talked about his involvement with the Healing Garden.
A year ago, when this happened in Las Vegas, the next day when they started building this place, I got my son out of bed, said we got to get down and see what the hell's going on here, and been here ever since. Basically, it's been the most amazing journey for me.
Michael says the Healing Garden is like a magnet. It keeps pulling him in. He says he's happy to still devote his time. A remembrance wall for all the lives lost was just completed. Well, 1 October survivors have only 2 days left to apply with the Nevada Victims of Crime program. Money from that program helps reimburse people for out-of-pocket expenses related to the shooting. Those include medical bills that aren't covered by insurance. We have information on how you can apply on our website at ktnv.com. And additionally, the Resiliency Center has extended its hours for this weekend. It'll open at 11 a.m. today and close at 3 p.m. Then tomorrow it'll open at 10 a.m. and close at 8 p.m. And join us for our 1 October anniversary special, Vegas Stronger, a Beacon of Hope. 13 Action News anchors Todd Quinones and Trisha Keene will be anchoring live from the Healing Garden dedication ceremony tomorrow. That starts at 6:30 p.m. It'll feature stories of hope and healing 1 year after our city's darkest day. And we have a full list of all the events that'll be taking place on 1 October on our website. Just head to ktnv.com/news. Continuing coverage now on the FBI's investigation into President Trump's Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh's high school friend Mark Judge is now agreeing to cooperate with the probe, and the attorney for Deborah Ramirez, who has also accused Kavanaugh of sexual assault, confirming the FBI has reached out to his client. The president's still supporting his nominee, though. ABC's Elizabeth Herr reports.
President Trump campaigning Saturday night in Wheeling, West Virginia, supporting his embattled Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh.
A vote to confirm Judge Kavanaugh is a vote to confirm one of the most accomplished legal minds of our time.
And attacking Democrats.
A vote for Judge Kavanaugh is also a vote to reject the ruthless and outrageous tactics of the Democrat Party.
But it was a Republican senator who set in motion events that led to President Trump ordering the FBI to investigate sexual assault allegations against Judge Kavanaugh, allegations that he has vehemently denied. The push for the new FBI probe unfolded Friday after two women who say they are survivors of sexual assault confronted Arizona Republican Senator Jeff Flake.
What you are doing is allowing someone who actually violated a woman to sit in the Supreme Court. This is not tolerable.
At the same time, Democrats called for further investigation into Dr. Christine Blasey Ford's testimony the day before, where she said Brett Kavanaugh sexually assaulted her 36 years ago.
If we want to show Dr. Ford respect, we give her the respect of having her case heard and the evidence looked at.
A short time later, Senator Flake's stunning reversal, giving the FBI up to 1 week to investigate.
We ought to do what we can to make sure that we do all due diligence with a nomination this important.
The Senate Judiciary Committee saying the investigation will be limited to the current credible allegations. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, New York.
Yeah, and as Elizabeth just mentioned, Senator Flake was the one responsible for forcing that investigation before the Senate votes on Kavanaugh's confirmation. Well, now one political consultant says for Flake, this could decide his legacy.
After all, he's a first-term U.S. senator and a relatively young man who can't win his own primary again. Today's move is in my mind, a giant negative in that legacy equation, with one caveat, and that is this thing may end up being some silver lining for Republicans, and if so, then he will look like a wise man on the backside of it.
Now, the investigation is set to finish by October 5th. And former Supreme Court Justice Anthony Kennedy is avoiding speaking out about Brett Kavanaugh. He spoke at a luncheon in Sacramento yesterday. Ironically, Kavanaugh actually once served as Kennedy's law clerk, but Kennedy steered clear of the subject during his talk, and he refused to answer any questions about Kavanaugh.
Didn't want to say anything, though, at all about the
No, we don't. I think it's understandable why he would want to steer clear, but I am sure interested in what he's thinking about it all right now.
I think a lot of people are. Well, Kennedy retired from the Supreme Court in June. He was appointed by Ronald Reagan back in 1988 and was considered a conservative. However, Kennedy sometimes sided with liberal justices, often breaking ties and serving as the court's swing vote. Well, good morning, everyone. Well, coming up, she gave it all she had. Jenny from the Block says goodbye to Las Vegas, the singer performing her final show last night.
And outside, winds picking up a little bit this afternoon. Once again, temperatures cooling off, though. We're going to take a look at that extended forecast and show you just how cool we're talking.
All right, well, check this out. Space will soon be sending us something spooky in the skies above the Earth, and it's supposed to happen on Halloween night. An asteroid in the shape of a skull is headed this way. That's how the people at NASA are describing it. Experts say the space rock is most likely actually a dead comet. On Halloween, that comet is expected to safely fly by to within 302,000 miles of Earth.
I love how 302,000 miles is safe in space terms.
Yeah.
Because that seems so far, but yet in space terms, that's like nothing. It's like right next door.
I know, it's like, warn me when it's within 3 miles, you know,
Yeah, well,
then I'll be scared, you know.
3 miles, yeah, that'd be really
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Yeah, you know, outside, things looking pretty good out there. I would like to say we could see that come Halloween, but who knows what the weather's going to be like then. But typically very nice in Las Vegas.
Hopefully fall-like by then.
Yeah, I think fall-like starts tomorrow. Looking at the changes, Rosa, that's our changes that's moving in this week. That storm is about 850 miles to our south right now. It is weakening, though, as it is moving into cooler waters. Watches and warnings showing you a lot of flash flood watches still in effect. They've kind of expanded them from yesterday. Phoenix, Las Vegas, Salt Lake City. That whole area is under a flash flood watch because we could see quite a bit of rainfall in that area. And that does include us in Las Vegas, but our chances of seeing that excessive rain, not as great as what Phoenix is going to see. One of the models not bringing much rainfall in the valley at all. You can see 1/100th of an inch of rain at McCarran. Other areas about 1/4 of an inch. Well, the other model, well, that one brings a little bit more rainfall in here. 1/2 inch of rain in most areas, if not more so, especially off to our east. So the European model really bringing in rainfall, but the European model has always been a little bit more wet than the American model with this storm over the last couple of days. Taking a look at temperatures right now, we got the dry weather in effect, and we have 78 degrees here in Las Vegas. 65 Pahrump, awfully nice there. 70 Boulder City, 81 in Laughlin. So that AC has been cranking all night. Well, the good news is over the next couple of days, you may not need the AC as much as what we've needed it in September. Only 2 days below average during the whole month. Today, we will finish the month on a warm note as temperatures will remain above average with 94 degrees here in Las Vegas. 89 in Summerlin, 94 Green Valley. Overnight tonight, temperatures drop back to the mid-70s to the upper 40s up on the mountain. 48 degrees tonight up there. 70 out in Southern Highlands. Your wind's going to be gusting up to 25 today and Monday, 20 on Tuesday, 15 on Wednesday, so not as bad come Tuesday, Wednesday. Going to be outside today. You're going to have pretty nice weather to do anything you want to do. The winds will be around, but a little warm, maybe to be running in the middle of the day, but really not too bad. 80s return tomorrow, first day since May. We've had a high in the 80s. That will be tomorrow. What a way to start October. 81 Tuesday, 80 degrees Wednesday. Yes, rain showers starting Monday, lasting through Wednesday, and even Thursday, Friday, we might even squeeze out a shower or two. Can't rule it out. Temperatures in the 80s. Another storm will impact us by the weekend. That will drop our temperatures actually a little cooler, it looks like, into the upper 70s.
Well, our rain, nothing like what's happening in the Mediterranean right now. A rare hurricane-like storm is striking Greece. Storm Zorba reaching winds of 55 miles per hour as it hit the coast there, causing severe flooding in Athens and knocking out power to thousands. Storms like this are extremely rare. Storms like this only happen once or twice a year in the Mediterranean. Turkey is also bracing for high winds and flash flooding today. Well, now to the story taking over social media. Jennifer Lopez saying goodbye to Las Vegas. J-Lo just wrapping up her last show at Planet Hollywood.
After more than 2,000 songs performed, 10,000 feathers, and what feels like a billion booty shakes, Jenny from the Block is celebrating the end of her All I Have residency at the Zappos Theater at Planet Hollywood. ABC spoke to J-Lo back in June when she celebrated the 100th show.
How do you muster up the energy to do that and then stand here and talk to me after you're done?
You know what? People motivate me because, you know, I get on Instagram or Twitter beforehand and they're like, I'm seeing you, I can't wait, I save for a year to come. You do it for the fans.
And the question on everyone's mind,
I'm sure you've never been asked this before. How is it that you don't age?
I mean, I am aging. It is happening.
I don't see it.
Thank you. You're sweet.
Yeah, she still got it, and the show premiered in January of 2016, and one of this week's shows actually broke a record. According to E! News, Monday night's performance made the most amount of money for any show in that venue's history. The previous record was held by Britney Spears. Well, Airbnb is encouraging you to become a part of the fight against the ban on short-term rentals here in Las Vegas. In an email this week, the company encouraged Airbnb hosts to email their council members and planning commissioners. On October 9th, the Planning Commission will be voting on whether to ban Airbnb within the city limits altogether. There's definitely been a lot of controversy with short-term housing in the valley, with people on both sides of the issue. And 3 more luxury apartment complexes are coming to Las Vegas, and this time the developer is coming from Miami. We already told you about the Lotus. That's the new complex right outside Chinatown. We've also reported on the Fremont 9, which is just east of downtown. And now the company is set to bring 3 more by 2020. Related Development LLC picked Las Vegas because they say we rank near the top nationally for rent growth. The company's president says they're going to invest upwards of $300 million, creating hundreds of jobs.
We can't wait to start on our first project, and we want everybody in the Valley to know that we're here to stay. This is not a short-term commitment, and we plan to be in Las Vegas for decades to come.
Now, those luxury complexes are planning to go up along the 215 and or the southwest part of the valley. 2 bedrooms will range from $1,400 to $2,000. Well, straight ahead, flipping the script on dirty dining. This morning, we visit some of the valley's cleanest restaurants. You're watching Good Morning Las Vegas. We'll be right back on this Sunday morning. Investigator Darcy Spears shows you where the dining is dirty, exposing restaurants putting public health in danger by failing to follow health district rules. But this week, Darcy is flipping the script, showcasing success stories of those who set the bar the highest on health inspections.
Restaurant patrons Noel Pereira and Kelly Vogel count on my weekly dirty dining reports.
What you do is kind of really good community service. I appreciate it.
But they and many others have been hungry for more.
I was super hungry, and I make very bad decisions when I'm hungry. So I would hate to go someplace, especially a favorite hangout spot, and to know they don't have an A rating.
Combing through health district data and looking for those who shine, I chose 3 restaurants.
Everything's cleaned up.
In different parts of the valley that go above and beyond.
Welcome to the first ever edition of Cleanest Dining. We're telling you about places that are doing it the right way every day, getting nothing but 0 demerit A grades for at least the last 3 years.
There's restaurant owners, managers that really take pride.
Owners like Ray and Lee Robledo at Earl of Sandwich in downtown Summerlin.
Chipotle no bacon sub chicken. Hi Scott, how are you?
Watching Lee work.
Can you recharge these rags and wipe your knife, please?
It's easy to understand how Earl of Sandwich has gotten perfect inspection since the day they opened their doors, dating back to June 1st, 2015.
It's our staff really, and the way we trained initially when we opened, we have just kept that momentum and kept that training.
She says it's not hard to follow health district rules and that it really boils down to basics.
Basic hand washing, contamination, what's food safe, what isn't food safe, rotating food product, dating food product, making sure you know what you're opening, where you're putting it, how you're storing it, right temperatures.
But that knowledge requires constant reminders.
What is the hardest thing about maintaining a 0 demerit A grade?
Probably the hardest thing is being willing to train entry-level employees who have never worked around food before.
When watching Dirty Dining, Lee says the one thing that stands out to her is expired food in restaurant kitchens.
I don't understand how that could even happen because after a day or 2, no one wants to eat it. If you don't want to eat it, why would you serve it?
Over the years, they've had 3 different inspectors, so they never know what to expect from the health district, but what they expect from themselves never wavers.
Challenge thrown down, right? All you other restaurants out there?
There is, absolutely. Let's do it right.
Someone else who's doing it right is Annie Thompson.
The cleanest dining can be found in the most unlikely location. Don't be fooled by the bars on the outside. Annie's Kitchen Barbecue in West Las Vegas has a health inspection track record that would make most anyone envious.
At her tiny family-run restaurant on D Street between Washington and Owens.
It's all about the barbecue. Barbecue ribs, barbecue chicken, brisket, links, peach cobbler, mac and cheese.
The barbecue itself sits in an alley, literally under lock and key. Its history of 0 demerit A grades goes back to 2012.
I know how hard it is to run a restaurant, but I know you can do it.
Like many restaurants, Annie's has multiple health permits, and even though her kitchen's gotten a few demerits here and there, it's had straight A's for 11 years.
I'm the first in my family to do something like this, so it means a lot to me, to do something that I always dreamed of doing, running a restaurant. and truly running it so it'd be excellent.
The excellence continues near the Strip. Benihana's hibachi restaurant inside the Westgate Hotel Casino on Paradise has had zero demerit since 2013 and has never dipped below an A grade.
It's on everyone's minds. It's very important to them to make sure that coming into a clean and safe, establishment. When I go out to eat, it's the same thing. I look at the grades. I make sure, I watch how things are done.
Westgate Director of Culinary Operations Aaron Losh says it's a challenge to keep up with an often changing health code.
We don't let up on it.
But ever-present oversight to ensure staff members do their part has helped them rise above.
We're honored to, be one of the ones that, has maintained that level.
We've got the entire cleanest dining list from the Health District on our website. We've also got a link to where you can check any restaurant's current grade and inspection history. Darcy Spears, 13 Action News.
All right, thanks, Darcy. Well, good morning, Las Vegas. Still ahead this morning, the next Women's March on Washington has been announced. The plans already made for the event. It's now approaching its third year. We'll be right back.
Now, live from Las Vegas, this is 13 Action News. Good morning, Las Vegas.
Right now, as we approach the anniversary of 1 October, we're taking you to a unique exhibit, the Las Vegas Portraits Project. A young teen had quite the surprise while enjoying a day at the beach. A shark bit him. Learn where he was and when that attack suddenly happened. On a mission to bring smiles, this morning we're tracking Donut Boy's next stop in his trip around the country. Good morning, Las Vegas. I'm Tom George. We want to head on over to 13 First Alert meteorologist Dan Bronis. Good morning. Let's see that beautiful sunrise behind you.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. High clouds always make these sunrises beautiful. Silhouette of the city right in the foreground there from our Valley View camera. Absolutely beautiful outside this morning. Temperatures a little warm, but really not bad. We are sitting at 78 degrees at McCarran. Other temperatures down in the low 70s like Summerlin, Centennial Hills. Mid 70s for Anthem, Enterprise. 70 degrees for Boulder City. Really not too bad. Mountaintop in the 50s this morning. A little chilly up there in the town of Mount Charleston at 58 degrees. That is 6 degrees warmer than yesterday though, so happens. Overnight lows are going to drop over the next couple of days, but our daytime highs still warm today, but they're going to be dropping as well. We're talking highs tomorrow in the 80s, if not low 80s by Tuesday, but this afternoon, mid 90s with a few breezes, gusts up to 25 today. Now we're going to go through the rain chances we have, and we're going to go through the cooler temperature, show you just how cool we're talking in your 13 First Alert forecast.
Sounds good. Thanks, Dan. Well, chaos breaking out at the Global Citizen Festival in New York City. Thousands of people running for their lives yesterday when they thought gunshots rang out.
Sir, you know what's going on? Okay.
There's nowhere we can go. We were like sardines. We couldn't go anywhere. And they just kept piling on top of us. And then eventually someone just screamed, "Duck!" And that's what I started crying.
Many people saying they thought the horror of what happened here in Las Vegas was unfolding all over again. Turns out, though, that sound wasn't gunshots. Police say it was one of their barriers falling. People did leave with some minor injuries, and the show continued after a brief interruption, but many people left in no mood to return. And as you all know, tomorrow marks 1 year since the 1 October tragedy. Now, Scripps reporter Kumasi Aaron shows you how people have been banding together to help those still grieving.
Maybe it's their smiles or the looks in their eyes, but it's easy to see this is more than a collection of portraits, but of moments.
He was actually on a date.
Joe Robbins' son Quentin's picture is front and center.
He was going on a date with somebody that he didn't know because she didn't have a date for the dance.
But if given a choice, he'd prefer not to see his son's picture or any of the others on display.
It's heart-wrenching to know that he is actually gone. And we can't just call him or text him, ask him how he's doing that day.
Quentin was one of 58 people who lost their lives on October 1st, 2017, when a gunman fired into the crowd at a concert in Las Vegas.
Every day is a struggle for myself, my wife, my kids, and those around us that loved him.
Now, seeing his son smile here is bringing him a bit of peace.
That's what we remember about him. Always smiling, always willing to have a good time, and always willing to share with others in those good times.
It's part of the Portrait Project in Las Vegas, an exhibit of portraits of the 58 victims, painted by artists from around the world, for free. An artist in South Africa created Quentin's portrait. His family later found out they were distantly related.
It's amazing what people are willing to do for you, and out of their own comfort and their own help to just find peace.
The two cousins who put this all together said their goal was to bring families comfort, and Joe says they've done that and much more.
That was one of the goals of the Las Vegas Portraits Project, is to just prove that evil doesn't win.
A bittersweet reminder.
As a pitcher, he would have thought that he could have taken a better picture.
Of incredible loss.
Hopefully there's not another event that's needed for a portrait project like this.
And love. I'm Kumasi Aaron.
Very powerful display there. And a date has been set for a third Women's March on Washington. It'll be held on January 19th of next year. A co-chair of the march made the announcement on CNN's New Day.
And we're coming back out and we're announcing today to the American people to join us around the country and in Washington, D.C. on January 19, 2019.
The first Women's March on Washington was held the day after the inauguration of President Trump back in 2017. An arrest in the shooting death of a Louisiana State University basketball player. Baton Rouge police say 20-year-old Wade Sims was shot in the head as he stepped into a fight. They say Daitian Simpson was taken into custody yesterday morning and confessed. He now faces a second-degree murder charge. The footage shows more than half a dozen men fighting at the time of that shooting. Investigators say community tips were what helped them identify the suspect.
Wade stepped in to defend his friend. This is a perfect example of the public coming forward just in masses this time to help solve this case.
Detectives say they found a pair of glasses at the crime scene and they later linked the DNA on them to Simpson. That investigation is still ongoing as the LSU community mourns the loss of a promising young athlete. Two police officers were killed in an early morning shootout yesterday in Brookhaven, Mississippi. It's a small town about 60 miles south of the Mississippi capital in Jackson. Now they've been identified as 31-year-old Corporal Zach Moak and 25-year-old patrolman James White, the town's police chief, expressing his sorrow over the shooting.
We're family, and wherever crime come up there, we're going to fight crime. But our town is safe as any other town, and every day we get out here to see to it staying that way.
Now, the suspect in the shooting has been identified as Marquise Aaron Flowers. He was wounded in the shooting as well. Flowers was taken into custody and is being treated at a hospital in Jackson. Well, San Diego is such a popular vacation spot for Americans, but a beach there now shut down after a 13-year-old boy is attacked by a shark. He was lobster fishing just under 200 yards from the shoreline in about 9 feet of water when that shark went after him.
I realized that he was yelling, I got bit, help, help, help. Once we threw him up on the kayak and started heading in, that's when I looked back and a shark was behind the kayak.
Pretty scary, and the boy suffering traumatic injuries as a result, and the beach will be shut down for another 24 hours just in case that shark is still nearby. Well, taking action to spread smiles, a young man traveling the country to thank police officers known as Donut Boy. You might remember him. 10-year-old Tyler Karach was here in the Valley about a year ago. Now he's traveling to Maine wearing his signature cape and bringing the tasty treats he's known for, donuts. His mission to deliver them to police officers started nearly 2 years ago.
We were actually in a local store and he saw 4 deputies and he asked me could he use his allowance money and buy them mini donuts to say thank you for their service.
And she said it wasn't the snack they were happy about, it was because they took the time to say thank you.
And just like that, an idea was born. Now he's traveling to every state to thank officers. So far, he's gone to 41, including Nevada. Well, good morning, everyone. Coming up, read the reviews before adding to your cart. But what if those reviews are fake? How to spot the real thing so you don't get duped. You're watching Good Morning Las Vegas. We'll be right back on this beautiful Sunday morning. Stay with us. A Florida mother worried for her newborn after nurses mistakenly gave him to another mother for breastfeeding. Joy Brown, her husband, and their new son Roman are back home, but the new parents are keeping a close eye on their son's health after learning he'd been breastfed by a different woman while they were at the hospital. Brown was told the issue was a human mistake. The nurse didn't look at her son's wristband to see whose child he was. From Contact 13 now, new numbers show the toll phone scams took on your bank accounts. MarketWatch.com now saying those scams cost you an estimated $9.5 billion last year. Technology has made it easy for scammers to use a computer to robo-dial thousands of people a day. The best bet, just make sure you never give out your financial information over the phone. Well, Amazon is investigating tons of fake reviews on the products it sells, so we're helping you spot the bad ones for yourself. According to Cornell University researchers, reviews that say I and me a lot are usually fake. Fake ones also use a lot of verbs. Researchers say those fake reviews often try and tell a story instead of just reviewing the product. There are also, quote, professional reviewers out there. They try to get the product for free and they get paid to give a positive review. So here's a tip. Click a reviewer's profile and beware if you see nothing but 5-star reviews. So what should you look for? Reviews on verified purchases. A lot of websites, including Amazon, will tell you if the reviewer actually bought the item. Experts say to look for reviews that are not so extreme and actually focus on the pros and the cons of the product. Well, a surprise 20 years in the making and a gift 20 years overdue. Reporter Field Sutton is in Orlando, where she met a grandmother who turned the post office's mistake into her own unexpected opportunity.
Rewind 20 years to an ad for books in the mail and a grandmother with a smile and an eye for a sale.
I ordered some Dr. Seuss books for my granddaughter, and they never came.
A box that would not, could not get here, not in a car, not in a year. 20 times over, it failed to show until one day it was ready to go.
And when I opened it up and I saw the date, it was October 1998. And then I just screamed.
How and why is certainly weird. Inside an old mailbox is where it appeared. A mystery that just goes to show there's truth in, oh, the places you'll go. Just like the books was the granddaughter's ride to Texas, now with her son by her side.
Hello, called the lazy bird, smiling her best. You've nothing to do, and I do need a rest.
Timeless at 20, the books have survived. Bought for a girl who was 4, who has a son now close to 5.
Cameron, who just turned 4 in September. So that's what I'm going to do with the books.
Perhaps you'll start with just a little bit, little words like if and it. So one day he'll be able to read big words too, like Constantinople and Timbuktu.
Yes, and he loves Dr. Seuss books.
That is a story that no one can beat. And to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street.
So wild, the 20 years that how to just reappear, and you know she's lived in the same place all that time. And
yeah, that is very unique. Kind of a cool little story.
It's super cool, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. All right, well, weather, you guys, if you want some changes, we've got them happening. They're going to start overnight tonight and into tomorrow because of this. Hurricane Rosa spinning in the Pacific. Winds at 85 miles an hour. The storm has weakened overnight to a Category 1 storm. It will weaken throughout the day, and possibly by this evening, it could be a tropical storm. So not much of an impact to the Baja. It will make landfall in the Baja of Mexico tomorrow morning, it looks like, and then this storm will move right on into Arizona as a tropical depression, if not maybe a storm even, and that's going to bring a lot of heavy rain to areas of Arizona, California, Utah, and even here in Nevada. So our changes are starting. We're just going to have to wait 24 hours to really see them. Now, Futurecast is going to show you today mostly dry, maybe a few showers back in Arizona, some heavy rain across central Arizona possible today, but we will be mostly dry. Then our rain chances picking up tomorrow morning a little bit, even overnight tonight. We could see a shower, but more so tomorrow evening and then throughout the day Tuesday. That's when a heavier rain could move into Las Vegas, and that could last as well into Wednesday. So bigger changes moving in just a couple of days, and that's going to help drop our temperatures away from this summer-like heat. Now, rainfall totals very excessive, impressive actually across central Arizona. See those purples? Could see over 5 inches of rain in some areas of Arizona. Closer to home, we could see a 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch in most areas by Wednesday, but I think a lot more areas are going to see more than that as this storm kind of moves through southern Nevada. Right now, temperatures in the 70s. Winds aren't too bad this morning, somewhat mild, and the wind's breezy, but we're going to see them pick up more so into the afternoon. Tonight, or actually this afternoon, 94 degrees in Las Vegas. So still warm. We should be in the upper 80s. A little breezy out there with sustained winds, 15 to 20, gusts up to 25. Overnight tonight, 74 degrees. Clouds moving in, a slight chance of a shower or two. Monsoon rainfall totals. Today is the last day of the monsoon officially. It does end September 30th, even though we haven't seen rain in a while. Below average. We're not going to see rainfall today, so I don't think we're going to add anything to this, but Phoenix, Tucson, Yuma, they could see some rainfall today, so they could actually end the monsoon with more rain in their buckets than what they would normally end with, because very odd to get some rain end of September, but this is what would bring rainfall in our area, some tropical disturbance like this. All right, so our rainfall picks up tomorrow, lasts through Wednesday, but look at those numbers. 81 degrees on Tuesday, so we went from 100 2 days ago to 81 by Tuesday. Overnight lows in the mid-60s actually, and even by the end of the week, things looking very nice across Las Vegas with another chance of rain by the weekend.
Well, when Good Morning Las Vegas returns, an event that's fun for the kids, all while helping fight one of the deadliest diseases. Our next guest will tell us more about construction versus cancer. But first, let's head to New York for a look at what's coming up on GMA.
Hey, good morning. Coming up on GMA, the president at a Make America Great rally in West Virginia overnight, ripping the Democrats for their treatment of Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh, but also saying the FBI has free rein to investigate allegations of sexual misconduct. New questions this morning about whether that's actually true. Plus, a neighborhood in Pennsylvania rattled by a car explosion overnight. It shook homes, sending bystanders scrambling for cover. What caused it? And finally, look at this. A formerly homeless teenager's heroic win on the football field this weekend. His first game in more than a year after being declared ineligible because he had no fixed address. How he made a dramatic comeback. It's all coming up on GMA. We'll see you soon.
Well, welcome back. Well, September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and of course that's something we all want to fight, and one local event is doing that while also creating a great time for your whole family. So joining me right now this morning, we have Samantha Molinaro with the American Cancer Society, and we have Jamie Dean with Construction versus Cancer. So good morning to you both. I know it's super early this morning, but
good morning.
You know, first of all, yeah, this is you know, Childhood Cancer Month, and of course that's such a huge thing that we want to deal with. I mean, just how common is this, and here in the Valley, and what do you kind of see with that?
Sure. 1 in every 285 children will be diagnosed with cancer by the time they hit 20. So the American Cancer Society has put a spotlight on childhood cancer awareness. We have over 49 childhood research grants across the country focusing specifically on funding and researching cancers affected by children.
Mm-hmm. And has funding always been kind of an issue, or is it something that is constantly, obviously we want more of,
Yep, you can never have enough money for research, right? Yeah. So here in the Valley, however, we have an event, we're coming up on our second annual event called Construction versus Cancer, which raises money for a patient navigator here in the Valley at the Nevada Children's Specialty Clinic, as well as a day for children here to take some time off.
Mm-hmm. And tell me a little bit more about this event. I mean, it's really family friendly. Look at some of the pictures. It looks really fun, right? Tell us kind of more about it.
Yeah, the event is awesome. It's really a day for kids and their families to just be kids. They get to operate heavy machinery, all construction based, really cool. Just kind of ways to challenge themselves. And it's really amazing to have the community rally around these families.
And I mean, kids love that kind of thing. You get to go up close and personal with like construction work and everything like that. So
yeah, we have some great community partners that have come together. We have Las Vegas Paving, Barrick, the Penta Building Group, Trent Shoring, all from different aspects of the industry that come together and really help us make this event really special for the families.
And you mentioned this patient navigator. How does this all benefit that as well?
Yes, a portion of the proceeds go there, and then a portion goes to research.
Awesome. So, and this is you've done this a couple of years, or this is the second year?
This is the second year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're really excited to kind of keep the ball rolling and hopefully gain more momentum, more community involvement.
Yep. It's going to take place February 2nd out at the Silverton from 10 to 1.
Okay, so we still got a couple more months to get ready, right?
Yes. Mark your calendars.
Yep.
Yeah, but trying to obviously get the word out ahead of time. So yeah, definitely fun for the whole family. We'll put that up again, and can you kind of repeat when and where so people know?
Sure. You can come out. It'll be at the Silverton from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on February 9th. You can also visit us at constructionversuscancer.org.
February 9th. Mark the calendars. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for being here, and we'll be right back after the break.
Well, plenty of sunshine out there for your Sunday. A little breezy out there this afternoon, 94 degrees, so still well above that average of 88 degrees. Monday, 88 is the forecast high. A little breezy as well, nothing too bad, but showers could be on and off throughout the day. Some heavier rainfall moving in late Monday, lasting through Tuesday and possibly into Wednesday. That's all thanks to Rosa, that is spinning as a Category 1 storm to our south. That storm is going to move into central Arizona. As that happens, that will bring that moisture up here, but we're talking some major rain, so a flash flood watch currently issued Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Could see that much rain. That flooding is a concern, especially across Arizona. Not so much southern Nevada, but we could see one or two areas with some heavy rainfall, so flooding likely. And then by the end of the week, not much drier. Yeah, drier than Tuesday, but still a chance of rain out there. Saturday, highs in the 70s.
Yeah, almost October. I was starting to get worried. Well, thanks for making Good Morning Las Vegas part of your day. GMA is on up next. We'll be back here at 8. See you then.